Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRIENDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Lions fans, buckle up because the NFL offseason just got a whole lot more interesting with some eye-opening rumors swirling around the NFC North. Word in the streets, especially from sources like Adam Schefter, suggests that the Detroit Lions might be on the cusp of a blockbuster trade that could reshape their defensive front, and consequently their entire outlook for the upcoming season. And if this happens, it could propel Detroit into the realm of true Super Bowl contenders, something Lions fans have been dreaming of for decades. The buzz centers around Jeffrey Simmons, the powerhouse defensive tackle from the Tennessee Titans. Now Simmons isn't just any DT. He's been called the unstoppable anchor by those who watch him play, and for good reason. At 30 years old, Simmons has carved out a reputation as one of the league's premier run stoppers and pass rushers. Over his 7-year career, he's accumulated an impressive 38, 5 sacks, 12 forced fumbles, and maintained a solid PFF grade around 87. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, and in 2024, he's already posted 5 sacks with a PFF score of 80. 0, which is above many of his peers. What makes Simmons especially enticing for the Lions is his ability to anchor the interior defensive line. His presence alone can alter how defenses approach the game, freeing up other pass rushers and clogging running lanes. Detroit, in particular, has been looking for that kind of disruption after losing Levi Onwuzurike to an ACL tear in December 2025, a blow that required them to get creative with their interior line depth. The Lions have been operating with some uncertainty in the middle, and adding a player of Simmons' caliber could be a game-changer. According to the trade rumors, the Titans are considering sending Simmons to Detroit in exchange for a second-round pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, along with a reserve defensive tackle. The Titans, facing cap space issues, around $20 million, are looking to free up some room to address other areas like wide receiver and extensions for key players like Ridley. They also want to avoid being stuck with a bloated cap number that might hinder their flexibility in the near future. For the Lions, the move makes a ton of sense. They're already sitting on a solid cap space, around $20 million, thanks in part to recent moves and restructures. Plus, they're in a position where they need more interior defensive line depth after losing Onwuzurike to injury and facing some questions about their run defense. Simmons' addition would immediately bolster their front, giving them a true difference maker who can elevate their overall defensive performance. Not only that, but this trade could jumpstart Detroit's pass rush, which has been decent but not quite elite. Simmons' presence could add an average of +9 sacks to their total, pushing their total from the current 36 or so toward a more dominant 45+. Looking at the bigger picture, Simmons' impact isn't limited to just sacks. His ability to stuff the run is elite, and he's been responsible for over 125 stops in 2024, helping to reduce the yards allowed per game. This kind of interior disruption can make life easier for linebackers and edge rushers, creating a domino effect that improves the entire defense. For Detroit, that means fewer big plays allowed, more turnovers forced, and a more consistent effort on third downs. The Lions could see a decrease of around 13% in rushing yards allowed, a statistic that could tilt games significantly in their favor. Now, for the fans who love to analyze the X's and O's, let's break down some of Simmons' stats from 2024. He's been a force against both the run and pass, with pressures surpassing 43 and QB hits reaching 120 for his career. Despite facing double teams approximately 40% of the time, he still manages to produce impactful plays. His double team rate shows teams recognize his threat, and they still struggle to contain him. His ability to generate pressure is comparable to some of the league's best, reminiscent of the dominant Suh days, and that kind of impact can't be overstated. On the other side, the Titans are wrestling with some tough decisions. Their defense has been inconsistent, allowing around 28 points per game, and they're looking at a cap situation that's tight. They have some young wide receivers and a core of players they want to develop, but holding on to Simmons at a hefty $22 million annual price tag isn't feasible long-term. They've already traded away assets like Autry last year, which brought in some draft picks, but left their interior a bit thin. Keeping Simmons might make sense if they were contending, but with the team in a rebuild mode, moving him now could be a strategic move for the future. For Detroit, if this trade goes through, it's not just about adding a star. It's about signaling that the Lions are serious about competing at the highest level. Simmons would serve as a cornerstone, anchoring their defensive line for years to come. His presence could elevate the entire defense, making them more formidable against even the best defenses in the league. Plus, with the recent rumors swirling around Decker's potential absence from the offensive line and the ongoing chatter about Montgomery's future, Detroit is clearly looking to fortify its core and build a balanced roster that can contend now and in the years ahead. From a strategic perspective, bringing Simmons on board aligns perfectly with the Lions' vision. Their defense in 2024 was decent, but not quite enough to take down the top teams consistently. Adding Simmons could push them from being a good unit to a truly elite one, capable of causing chaos in the backfield and shutting down the run. His addition could also help them beat division rivals like the Bears and Packers, who are also making moves to improve their defenses. And speaking of the Super Bowl, the odds are already moving in Detroit's favor if this trade materializes. Early projections suggest that with Simmons, the Lions could see their Super Bowl odds improve from +3,500 to as low as +1,500, positioning them as real contenders in the NFC. They'd also see their chances of winning the NFC jump from +1,800 to around +700. That's a significant shift, showcasing just how impactful Simmons could be. His ability to generate pressure, adding around 15% increase in pressure rate, could echo the legendary Suz's impact in Tampa Bay back in 2020, where a dominant interior presence helped turn the tide of the season. Now, it's important to remember that all of this is still speculation, but the signs are there. The Lions are clearly looking to make a statement, and acquiring a player like Simmons would fit perfectly into their blueprint of building a championship-caliber team. Their coaching staff has been emphasizing the need for more disruption on defense, and Simmons' pedigree suggests he could be the missing piece. The combination of his age, experience, and skill set makes him an ideal fit for what Detroit is trying to accomplish: an aggressive, physical, and relentless defense that can match up with any offense in the league. Looking ahead, if the Lions manage to pull off this trade, it's not just about immediate gains. It's about setting a tone and establishing a culture of winning. Simmons' leadership and work ethic could inspire the entire locker room, instilling a mentality that Detroit is here to dominate. The division rivals will have to step up their game, knowing that the Lions are not content with just being good. They want to be great, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. In summary, this potential trade for Jeffrey Simmons could be a defining moment for the Lions in this offseason. It's a move that signals serious intent, one that could elevate their defense from good to elite and push them closer to that elusive Super Bowl. For fans, it's an exciting time, an opportunity to see their team not just compete but dominate. The future looks bright, and if this deal goes through, Lions fans can start dreaming even bigger. The NFC North is about to get a whole lot more interesting, and Detroit is positioning itself to be at the forefront. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Lions. Do you think this trade will happen? Are you excited about the possibility of Simmons anchoring that defensive line? How do you see him fitting into the Lions' scheme and culture? Remember, the offseason is always full of surprises, and this could be one of the biggest. Keep your eyes peeled because the Lions are making moves and the future is looking incredibly promising. Stay tuned for more updates because I'll be back soon with everything Lions. Let's keep that passion alive, and as always, Go Lions.